Wild horses, fierce warriors of freedom in the harshest of natural environments. How do they manage to survive and fight for life in a world untouched by human hands? The life of a wild horse is a journey full of challenges and wonders, and it is not something most people truly understand. These horses do not just survive extreme weather conditions. They also have to face predators, battle for dominance within their herd, and learn how to raise the next generation. But what exactly allows these wild horses to stay strong and free without any help from humans? Let's take a deep dive into their unique survival strategies and the untamed lives they lead. A world where strength, courage, and unity are the keys to survival. The lives of wild horses are tightly linked to migration and survival in unforgiving natural environments. Herds of wild horses move not just to find food, but also to stay alive as the seasons change. Whether it is the freezing cold of winter or the scorching heat of summer, every season brings its own set of challenges. When winter hits and snow blankets the ground, wild horses migrate from icy regions to warmer areas with more plentiful food and clean water. On the flip side, during the blazing heat of summer, when deserts and grasslands dry up, they must travel across arid lands where water is scarce. These migrations are not only about survival, they also help protect the herd from predators and natural disasters. What makes wild horse life especially fascinating is how they use brilliant survival tactics. Wild horses somehow figure out the shortest migration routes by reading shifts in weather and natural signs in their surroundings. And it is not just the environment they have to watch out for. They also face predators like wolves or other large carnivores. Being chased down by predators is simply part of their migration journey. That is when their speed, agility, and tight group coordination come into play. Every member of the herd has a role to protect the more vulnerable ones, like foals or mothers. That teamwork is what helps the entire herd get through dangerous moments and continue their long journey ahead. But migration is only part of the wild horse experience. Their lives are filled with dramatic and often intense battles for survival. One major key to a herd's survival is having and defending their territory. Securing a suitable home range is absolutely vital. It is usually the dominant stallions, the mature male horses who decide leadership within the group, and every stallion must fight for his right to lead. These battles are not just physical brawls, they are competitions of courage, strength, and strategic thinking. Stallions face off intense, drawn-out duels to claim dominance. These battles can go on for hours, sometimes even a full day, as they push their limits of endurance and stamina. In some cases, a stallion might outsmart his rival by flanking him or taking advantage of the moment he tires out. Still, not every fight ends in a clear victory. Sometimes a stallion must retreat to recover and wait for another chance. In the wild, strength alone does not guarantee survival. Patience and tactical awareness matter just as much. Beyond power struggles, wild horses also face constant threats from their environment. Harsh weather, lack of food and water, or sudden predator attacks, all of these force wild horses into an endless battle for the safety of themselves and their herd. Each horse is not just fighting for its own life, but for the survival of the entire group. And among the most intense confrontations are those between father and son. When a young colt grows up and begins to feel his strength, he may challenge his father for leadership. These confrontations become both physical and tactical battles. The experienced father, with his stamina and knowledge, will defend his position with everything he has. But if the son wins, he becomes the new leader of the herd. These are not just fights, they are generational power shifts that shape the very structure of the wild horse community. In the wild, a horse's survival depends not only on its ability to withstand nature, but also on how it handles dangerous predators. Carnivores like wolves, leopards, tigers, and even lions pose a constant threat to wild horses. While these horses are tough and agile, they do not have built-in weapons like the predators that hunt them. That is why they rely on speed, quick reflexes, and group defense tactics to stay alive. Wild horses have incredibly sharp senses and can detect even small changes in the air or sounds around them. This gives them an edge when sensing danger early. They can run at high speeds, often up to 30 to 45 miles per hour, which is about 48 to 72 kilometers per hour, allowing them to escape most predators. However, they cannot maintain those speeds for long, so they also need smart strategies to avoid being caught. If predators get too close, Wild horses do not just bolt, they shift into defensive mode. They move as a unit, forming protective circles with the stronger horses on the outside, shielding the foals and mothers in the center. This coordination acts like a moving fortress, keeping the herd safe even during travel. Still, not every escape is successful. If a horse becomes separated from the group or just cannot run fast enough, it becomes easy prey. In these moments, it must fight to the death. Wild horses do not have claws or fangs, but they use their strength to protect themselves. Even so, their survival chances in these one-on-one battles are slim, because most predators hunt with skill and precision. Even with all these dangers, wild horses have an incredible ability to bounce back. Those that survive attacks often recover quickly, rejoin their herd, and keep moving forward through the wild. Every chase and fight is another survival lesson, a test of strength and resilience in a world where only the toughest and most adaptable creatures make it. In some areas, wild horses also face natural disasters, storms, wildfires, floods that can completely destroy their habitat. Water sources dry up, plants disappear, and their shelters get washed away. But wild horses are masters of adaptation. Even after major losses, they find ways to push forward. The survivors leave their old lands behind and head out in search of greener pastures and fresh water, determined to rebuild their lives. They always travel together, helping each other through even the darkest times. What is remarkable about wild horses is how quickly they can recover. Thanks to their mobility, they can move to less damaged areas where food and water are still available. But what truly carries them through is the spirit of unity. It is that bond that gives them the strength to endure what might otherwise be impossible. For newborn foals, the challenge is even greater. From the moment they are born, they are thrown into the harsh reality of the wild. Every step, every sip of water, every bite of grass, they have to learn it all from scratch. And their very first teacher, their biggest protector, is their mother. Mare horses not only nurse their young, but also guide them. They teach them how to find safe food, identify which plants to avoid, which paths are safest to follow, and how to stay out of a predator's sight. Every lesson is a building block, helping the young horse grow, not just physically, but also in survival skills. In the wild, growing up does not simply mean getting bigger, it means learning how to survive. Thanks to the mother's care and the close bonds within the herd, foals slowly overcome the dangers around them. And one day, they too will become strong individuals, ready to pass on the same survival wisdom to the next generation. Wild horses do not need humans, they do not need barns or fences. All they need is freedom and their instinct to survive. Their lives may be harsh, but they are also full of pride and spirit. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to hit that subscribe button to see more amazing stories about the wild animal world. Thanks so much for watching, take care, and see you next time.